All right. And, you know, before that happened, I was really living the corporate life, and it was all about investing, making more money, paying less taxes, etc. And after everything that happened, I, you know, met different people, including Mette here, which really, you know, triggered a change in me. And it's really about, it's not only about making money to have more, but it's about this responsibility that we have towards society and the planet when we have money. And so responsibility towards, you know, climate action, clean water, sanitation, etc., towards gender, the society, gender equality, reducing poverty and hunger. So these are basically the a few of the SDGs. And the question, you know, comes, are women more vulnerable to environmental and societal problems? And the answer, as you probably know, or you obviously already know, is yes. So of 1.2 billion people across the world who are hungry, 70% of them are women and girls. And then, you know, women in general are much more affected by climate change, for example. So there are many reasons, but for example, they tend to work in agriculture, and they're much more dependent on natural resources. And so as that is going away with climate change, they're really thrown at high speed into poverty. They also have, they, you know, share the lion's share of the family responsibilities in terms of making sure their children and their family have enough food and water. And as well as, you know, the resources dry out, there are a lot of, you know, land grabbing and a lot of social issues that come up, and then women are at a higher risk of violence, basically. And other things, you know, they have a lot of legal and financial barriers across the world. You know, they are less likely to be in a position of power, of decision making. They have less access to financial resources. In many countries, it's hard to get bank accounts, or they often, in many poor countries, unable to own their own land. And because of that, women experience fewer of the benefits of economic growth, and also more of the challenge of poverty. And at the same time, they are also part of the solution. There are several case studies and studies that show that when women participate in decision-making at a national and community level, they are key to effective climate change solutions. And when women are empowered to participate and to lead community, then everyone else benefits. And that brings me to this great quote from Melinda Gates, who says, "When we invest in women and girls, we are investing in the people who invest in everyone else." And so I wanted to also make a parallel. What about women here in Switzerland? Obviously, our life is very different. Having said that, compared to men, women are at a financial disadvantage. You know, we are paid less, we often choose low-pay careers, we are promoted less, we take parental leave, we work part-time, and we adapt to a husband's career, moving abroad, or, you know, changing city, etc. And all of that means that when comes retirement time, women have on average 40% less in pension capital at retirement. So that's really a massive difference. And, you know, like if that was not bad enough, then women live on average 5 years longer than men. So basically we have less, but we need more. So how does that work, right? And it doesn't work very well. It's very common for women to run in financial difficulties when they retire. Even though they did kind of everything right, you know, they studied, they got a job, then they got married, they had children, they took care of their children. Then, you know, about 50% of married people get divorced. And then somehow they get to, you know, just following, you know, the regular path, they get in financial difficulties when they retire. And so, you know, with more gender equality, you know, things can really improve for women who are obviously half of the population. So, for example, if we have more family-friendly policies, more women can work, save, and invest for retirement. Then there are a lot of research that shows when women work, they invest 90% of their income back into their family and communities, compared with just 35% of men. And also there is an increasing number of studies that shows that including women in leaderships means improved results of climate-related projects and regulations, because they care more about community, about environment, and also they're more inclusive management style, help get things done. So because of all of that, investing, because of the, the financial disadvantages that women, as we face in the workplace, in the society, for me, investing is the #1 way I'm building financial security over the long term. And I invest in alignment with my values, which are gender equality and climate action, and it just feels right. And so what I do specifically, I have an online program. It's for women, but men are also welcome to sign up. It's not forbidden. And it's, I teach about the, the basics of investing, how to invest successfully, the principles of investing, then how to define a plan that's tailored to a woman's specific situation, and then how specifically to invest, on which platforms, in which ETFs, in which funds, etc. And then I have some live demos. This is how you open the account. This is how you place the transactions, etc. And we also have Q&A calls, etc. So this is a program. It's quite popular. Actually, I've launched it in March. I have 128 women, or 126 women and 2 men in there. So for now, I have a waiting list. If you're interested, the waiting list is available on my website. But then in the meantime, I also have an email course. I don't see it anymore. Do you still see it? Ah, yes. All right. So now it's back. So I also have an email course, which is free, and it's 6 emails basically that give the basics of successful investing. And there is also a lesson about sustainable investing. So if you're interested in that, you're welcome to sign up for that. And that's it for me, actually. That's all I had. So this is my website and blog, investlikeaysha.com. I'm also on LinkedIn. I have a book club on personal finance for women. It's called the She Invest Book Club, and it runs on Facebook. If you're interested in that, you're very welcome to join as well.